may be time to snip, snip, okay? It may just be time to snip, snip. I'm just saying.
It's the way, it's the way, it's the way, it's the way that you, it's the way that you talk, way that you walk, way that you, way that you talk.
What's goody, Curly Crew? Welcome back to another video. It's your good sis Crystal, aka CurlieCrys. Today's video is going to be a chit chat and spilling a little bit of tea while I do this makeup look. And let me just say, the product that I use to achieve this flawless finish, you guys are going to want to know all about it. So if you are new to your girl's channel, please make sure to subscribe and join the Curly Crew. We would love to have you here. And we're gonna be talking about some good juicy stuff. Being single, fake friends, past relationships, you name it, we talking about it in today's video, okay? So let's go ahead and hop right on into it. So let's hop right into this because I know y'all it's gonna be a good chit chat. So for my face, I'm gonna be using the YSL New Bare Look Tint Skin Tint Foundation. This bad boy right here, y'all, I absolutely love it. I have been using it non-stop. Like when I tell y'all non-stop, I'm not lying. This one is so good and I love it so much because it's a skin tint, but it has great coverage. And it also feels very, very like light and free on the face. So it literally feels like I have nothing on my face whenever I wear it. So it's like balm for the summertime. And it keeps me hydrated, but also not too dewy looking because I do have oily skin. So I don't like anything to look too oily on top of that. So this is literally perfect. Now the shade that I have is Nude 17. And for this match, to get it so perfect, I used Sephora's Guide to Getting Foundation Right. Shout out to Sephora for sponsoring today's video. They are the absolute goats for that. So real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys exactly how to navigate the Guide to Getting Foundation Right. So you're gonna go find the foundation that you're interested in. I'm gonna be doing the YSL one. And then you're gonna click the Find Your Shade button. And then it's gonna ask you to compare it with other foundations that you already own. So you're gonna find the foundation that you already own, and then it's going to match you with the current foundation that you're trying to get in the correct shade. So that's a really, really cool tool that I use to get the right shade, and we're gonna see just how well this matches. So I'm gonna go in with the Skin Tint. Ooh. I'm just gonna apply a little bit at a time. Also, I do not do any type of primer with this because I just don't feel like I need it, honestly. Like it's just that good to me to where it just doesn't make me oily or feel like I need an actual primer beforehand. And then we're just going to go ahead and blend on in. And I'm just using a blending brush to get a nice smooth coverage. And this also is buildable. So if you do want a heavier coverage, you can most definitely go for a buildable finish. Like y'all, do y'all see this? Like it's literally like I have nothing on my face. Like if you look over here, you wouldn't know that I had a skin tint on. But if you look over here, you can clearly see the difference, right? Like this side is way more porous. This side is so smooth and just luminous. This is what I mean when I say I need a skin tint, okay? Now, if you are new to foundation, you can take the Sephora Foundation Finder quiz and that will help you to find the right shade. Like, do we see the finish, okay, over here? Like, do I have anything on? And then on this side, like, what? Whoa, what? Excuse me, ma'am? Excuse me. Please introduce yourself before you come into the room slaying like this, okay? Y'all, this hair, if it does not get out my way, and if you need help with their complexion route, then you can take the Complexion Routine Builder quiz. So basically, baby, Sephora has every single route that you can possibly take to make sure that you get the perfect foundation match for you. Whether you are new, whether you are experienced in foundations, or whether you are just confused on what your complexion is, do not worry because Sephora has multiple ways to get your right foundation shade. And this is a one-of-a-kind type of tool that is created just for you. Now let's go ahead and get into how being single really did help me a lot and how I feel like you can learn a lot while you are in the single years of your life. So I don't know about you guys, but being single really did allow me to observe others. Like when I tell you guys, when I was single, because in college, well, not even in college, even in high school, I would say like I wasn't the it girl. Like I wasn't the one where like people really wanted to be around, hang around. I also went to a predominantly white school, so it was just like very, very difficult for me to like find people who I resonated with, find people who I wanted to be around, find people who I wanted to engage myself with. And also I wasn't trying to date anyone in high school because I had different values set at an early age for my life for the future. So I just didn't, I didn't really date a lot of people in high school. I mean, I dated some, but it wasn't a lot. So that really did allow me to see how other people were in relationships, because I feel like the way you are in relationships does not start at a mature age. In my opinion, that starts at a very, very young, immature age. And that kind of shapes the way that you do date when you do mature. So for me, I was able to see how a lot of people really dated people that gave them a certain kind of feeling, right? Like you date the jock or the person who like has this confidence, this swag, but in the end you get hurt by that person 99% of the time. And for me, even though that's a very immature situation that happens in almost every single high school, I feel like that lesson teaches you a lot about life later on. And also that lesson drags to later parts of that same person's life. So I see people who are in high school wanting to date these popular people or people who are cool, and then that leads on into your mature years of life where you want to date someone who is very, very cocky and had this swag about them, and then that also leads you to making bad decisions later on in your life. So I feel like by me not being, and I'm not saying that someone who is cool and confident or cocky is always a bad choice to date them. I'm just saying those people are the ones that basically we look for the wrong things in men. So it taught us to look for things that made us feel good versus things that will actually make us secure. Do you feel me? I feel like if you are someone who had relationships young in life, or are someone who can relate to this, you will understand what I'm saying when I say that, because y'all know it's not a lie. You really do try to go after people who make you just feel a certain kind of way, like give you that boost of confidence, boost your inner happiness, which honestly should be coming from yourself, which is something that I did not learn at all, y'all. Okay, when I tell you, sis, I never really found the inner happiness that I needed to find, and that's really a whole nother topic. I tried to find that happiness that I needed from myself in other people, and that's really where I went wrong a lot in life, especially with certain relationships that I did try to pursue. I was looking for things in someone that I should have been looking for in myself, and that really affected me. But let's get back to the topic, because when I tell y'all I can go to church on that topic, I can preach about that topic, okay, y'all? Because I was most definitely someone who did not know inner happiness and is still working on inner happiness, inner peace, to bring myself the things that I'm looking for other people to bring me. I feel like by me looking at how other people made mistakes, in a sense, it actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of made me want to experience that in a way, to date people who were the things that I wasn't able to touch, like the untouchables in my opinion, like the ones who were popular, the ones who everyone wanted. It kind of did make me want to date those kind of people because I couldn't have it, but it also made me realize that's a red flag. You need to go the opposite way. You do not need to try to be in that. After I got burned by those type of situations, and I got burned bad, okay? That's a story time, sis. But then again, I don't even know if I want to do a story time on that, because that's just too deep. But what I can say is that by watching people who were in those type of relationships, and once I did live it, it really brought me to my senses. So being single and being able to observe really did bring me to my senses in the long run, because I was literally able to see, like, you really have to make the right decisions and not base it on just a feeling. It literally has to be based on facts. It has to be based on security. It has to be based on someone who is mature, responsible, respectful. Respectful. And a lot of the times the guys who are the ones who are cocky and all that, they don't know how to respect because they've gotten us in a surplus. Whereas other times, if you have a respectful man, they know how to value a woman. They know how to treat you with respect. They know how to treat you the right way. They know how to uplift you versus tear you down, and really cultivate and nurture your relationship. Like, that's what we need to be talking about. Nurturing the relationship and finding someone who's gonna do that for you. Being single really did teach me, like, sis, you have to find what you're looking for in others and yourself. And honestly, y'all, if I'm being honest, I didn't find that until I got out of a really bad relationship. Then I found like I relied on this one person so much to try to make me feel a certain kind of way. And when I got out of it, I felt like I hit rock bottom, you know? And it's like, how can I let someone else affect me that deeply to where I feel like now I have nothing? When I had everything, I have everything, you know, I've worked so hard. How can I allow that to occur to me? And that really just allowed me to see that I was giving someone a part of me that they should have never had the rights to. I was giving too much of myself, you know? And that's really why I say past relationships have taught me about where I am right now. And also being single has taught me a lot about where I am right now, because it literally landed me right here where I am today. And I love where I am today, you know? But I'm basically saying all this to say, oh my gosh, I am beating myself up. Really just know what you're looking for in a relationship. It's not always about the feeling that you get, even though of course you want to be with someone who makes you feel good, who, you know, who you're attracted to, but it's also about the security and secure in the way that they treat you, the way that they make you feel, the way that they respect you, the way that they value you. That is what matters, sis, okay? That is ultimately what matters. Now, honestly, if I was just doing like a regular everyday look, I would not be doing all of this on top of a skin tint. I'm not doing a whole lot today either. I'm doing a very, very natural look because I don't want to do an overly beat. I want to really allow you guys to see how bomb this skin tint is. So I'm not going to go above and beyond my makeup. I'm just doing like some basic contouring, and I'm going to set it a little bit, and so you guys can really see like how this skin tint is just that girl, sis. Now, honey, let's get into these fake friends. Y'all. Fake friends, baby. They come in bunches. And let me tell you something, you can learn a lot by them, okay? I feel like we all have had those situations where we felt like we had a really close friend who was like someone who was never gonna do us wrong, you know, they were gonna be by our side, we were gonna be loyal, we were gonna be those best friends, all that kind of stuff, and then it all just comes tumbling down all of a sudden. I feel I have most definitely been in those type of situations multiple times. So if you have a friend that is disrespectful to you, a friend who does not respect your wishes, a friend who oversteps their boundaries, let's talk about boundaries in friendships. Even though you are in a friendship with someone, you still have the right to have your own boundaries. That's also in relationships, right? You may be the best of friends, but if you ask someone to not do something, or if you ask someone or tell someone multiple times like where they went wrong, and they still try to act in that same accord, then that is a friend that has overstepped a boundary. And I'm someone who's like, you know, if you're a good friend with someone, you don't want to just cut someone off all of a sudden, because what's the point in that? You can't just keep cutting people off because you have to confront situations. But if a friend is honestly someone who's like doing something on purpose or out of line multiple times, and you're telling them that you're not respecting my decisions, my boundaries, it may be time to snip, okay? It may just be time to snip. I'm just saying, some people just feel like they have the right to act the way that they act because they are your friend and they feel like they know your best interest. But at the same time, you have to respect my boundaries to allow me to choose my best interest. You don't always know someone's best interest because you don't know that person like they know themselves. You don't have that right. Not saying that you can't be a friend to someone and, you know, give them advice, but if you're overstepping certain boundaries that and certain lines that you've been acting not to cross, that's an issue and you need to back it on up, okay? That's a problem. And that's really something that I feel like you really have to set in stone, because people will cross any lines you allow them to have access to. They will cross it, okay? It's just what people do. Just like in relationships, the amount of respect that you get is the amount that you demand. I heavily believe that people will treat you however you allow them to. So you really have to put your foot down, so to speak, okay? Put your foot down and correct that. But in the same sense, I also feel like in friendships, there's certain friendships that have an expiration date. And that's something that took me a long time to accept and be okay with, but it's very, very true. Not every single person that you have in your life as a friend is there for your best interest. They may have been at some point or another, but everyone grows, everyone evolves, and that's really a time when you have to step back and stop trying to control everything and just accept it, okay? My mom is someone who's she has like a really hard time with accepting that whenever I say like, oh, me and this person, we just, you know, we've outgrown each other. You know, it's fine. You don't have to always have that same bond that you've had since elementary or preschool. You don't have to always have that same bond throughout your entire life. Some people want things differently. And I know for one thing with me and friends, it's like I consider people who are friends when we're there for each other. If you have a problem with me, you're gonna come to me directly and confront me about it. And I don't feel like a friend is someone who's going to go behind your back and speak about issues with others, whereas they can just confront you face to face and solve the issue and be done with it. That's not a friend, period. That's really something that took me a long time to understand. I'm trying kind of person that I've tried to hold on to friendships because, I mean, girl, we got history. Why would I let all this history die? I want to do whatever I can to try to save it, you know? But if you've tried multiple times to try to save something, you can't save it, shit won't be saved. You can't save it, they don't want to be saved. Also, y'all, my AC just kicked on in case you guys do hear something different. But that's really the truth. And even in friendships, you can't save a friendship that does not want to be saved. And you have to come with peace with that. You don't have to be friends for your entire life with some people. Like other people, yes. If someone puts in the effort to show that they want the friendship, and it has to be on both sides, of course, then cultivate that friendship. We need friends in life. You can't go through life thinking you can do everything on your own. You need other people. You do have some friends who are ride or die, who are there for you, who are your day ones, who you're gonna, you know, stay friends with. You're gonna work through the issues. But there are just some people who you serve your purpose at that moment, and that's okay. You have gotten what you needed out of the friendship. I've gotten what I needed. Some people are in your life for a season, and I really do believe that. And I'm not saying that with any type of hard feelings, any type of hurt, none of that. It's really just how I truly feel about some friendships. And it's no bad blood that has to be had. You don't have to have bad blood, but you can be mature about it enough to say, okay, well, that's it. You know, like, that's it. And I feel like you just get so much more peace out of life whenever that does occur. Like whenever you really just realize it's okay to, because I feel like we've always been taught like people are there to stay. You know, you don't want to give up on people. You have to have friends, and all that is true. But there's also some people who are very, very temporary. And I have friends that you know, you my girl. We still cool, but we not like we used to be. You know, like we don't have that relationship anymore. We don't have that vibe anymore, and that's okay. It's just I've noticed some things about your character, your behavior, that to where I just won't be as vulnerable with you any longer. Like as you mature, you feel people out for who they really are, and you make your decisions based off of that. So this is what the skin tint's looking like right now on my skin. I really, really, really do love the finish and everything. I'm gonna go off camera and finish my face, my brows, and my lips, and a little bit of blush, okay? And I'm gonna come back and we're gonna look at the final look. So here is the final look. And when I say the skin tint match is perfect, y'all, and I love the coverage, I love the finish, very radiant, like very creamy, but also not too oily, which I love. Like my skin does not look oily at all. It's very radiant and I just love it, okay? So this most definitely was a bomb chit chat. Get ready with me kind of as far as like just the makeup. I really do hope y'all enjoyed this type of video and also my new setting for these type of videos. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Also, do not forget to check out Sephora's guide to getting foundation right to find your perfect match. It's literally perfect and I love it. Like I love the finish, everything. So Curly Crew, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do subscribe if you are new here and also give this video a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys also want more chit chats down in the comments below, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Peace.